We've been told since childhood that humanity is on a straight path of progress. That evolution is a one-way ladder from primitive to sophisticated, from cave dwellers to cosmic explorers. But what if that's not the truth? What if the line we think is pointing upward is actually a spiral heading down? Across ancient texts, buried myths, and whispered teachings long dismissed as folklore, there lies a different story, one that says humans were once more than they are today. Not less. Not crawling out of mud with half-formed thoughts, but born with insight, perception, and abilities we can barely imagine now. Our ancestors didn't evolve into us. We, perhaps, are the degraded version of them. The idea is radical. But consider this: what if humanity isn't progressing toward greatness, but recovering from a series of cosmic downgrades? Like a divine operating system that's been reset over and over again, each time with fewer functions, dimmer awareness, and tighter restrictions. What if the reason we feel disconnected, confused, and lost is because we've been energetically lobotomized, intellectually, emotionally, and spiritually? You can feel it, can't you? That strange hollowness behind modern life. That nagging sense that something is missing, not just from society, but from you. A missing piece. An awareness that once was, but no longer is. Ancient civilizations spoke of golden ages, eras when humans could communicate telepathically, live in harmony with nature, and access the divine without temples or priests. These weren't myths to them. They were memories. But then, something changed. Something global. Something invisible. It's said that each cosmic cycle, a great year spanning tens of thousands of our Earth years, brings with it a fall in consciousness. A dimming. Like spiritual amnesia imposed on the collective mind of mankind. And during these low points, known in some traditions as the Kali Yuga or the Iron Age, we forget who we are, why we're here, and what we're capable of. We become programmable, obedient, predictable. Sound familiar? Modern science tells us we're smarter now. We have technology, medicine, space travel. But these are tools, not consciousness. They're crutches that distract us from the deep cognitive downgrade we've suffered. Our ancestors didn't need Google to access knowledge. They remembered. They didn't need watches to feel time pass. They were in tune with celestial rhythms. They didn't need antidepressants. They lived in alignment with natural forces that modern man no longer feels. And what if this forgetting, this dimming, is not an accident? Some believe we've been deliberately cut off, disconnected from higher dimensions, restricted to a narrow band of perception that favors obedience over awareness. Not by one government, not by any single species, but by an invisible system of control so old and so embedded that most people never even realize it's there. Like sheep born into a fenced field, never questioning the fence because they've never seen open land. The idea of evolution, linear, upward, endless, is the perfect illusion. It keeps us running forward, searching for answers in the external world, never turning inward to ask, what was taken from us? Who turned off the signal? And what happens if we remember? If we were truly evolving, why do we seem more lost than ever? Every generation is told they're smarter than the last, more advanced, more liberated. But look around. Depression is skyrocketing. Attention spans are collapsing. Our connection to the earth, to each other, and to ourselves has frayed to the point of near extinction. And yet, we keep telling ourselves the same story: this is progress. But maybe it's not progress. Maybe it's programming. Think about it. What if civilization as we know it was built not to elevate human consciousness, but to limit it? Education systems that train us to memorize, not to understand. Religions that teach fear, not divinity. Governments that demand obedience, not wisdom. Media that feeds chaos, not truth. And all of it supported by technologies designed not to awaken, but to distract, addict, and dull our natural senses. You weren't meant to be like this. You weren't born to wake up tired, scroll endlessly, chase shallow pleasures, and fall asleep in a fog. You were designed, once, for something far greater, to feel the pulse of the universe in your chest. To remember things before you even learned them. To dream in symbols older than language itself. But in every cycle, the same thing happens. A reset. A downgrade. And with each one we lose more. The signs are everywhere, buried in myth and stone. Stories of Atlantis, of Lemuria, of fallen empires not destroyed by war or flood, but by spiritual decay. Civilizations that reached the heights of consciousness, only to forget. Again and again. And now, in this age, we live among ruins not of cities, but of memory. We've forgotten what we were. Or perhaps, we've been made to forget. Ask yourself, why is remembering so hard? Why is meditation a struggle, intuition ignored, silence uncomfortable? Could it be that we've been energetically rerouted, diverted from the path inward by 1,000 invisible hands? You see, true evolution isn't technological, it's spiritual. It's the reclaiming of something ancient, something native to your soul. And that path, that upward spiral of consciousness, is not given. It must be chosen. And it begins when you stop asking, what's next? And start asking, what was lost? Because maybe, just maybe, you are not a primitive being on the way to becoming advanced. Maybe you are an advanced being suffering from a kind of engineered amnesia. And the moment you suspect this, everything changes. You start noticing things. Patterns. Symbols. Ancient knowledge hidden in plain sight. You start to feel the system you were born into, but never consented to. You start to hear a voice that isn't from outside you, but from deep within, faint at first, like an echo in a cavern. And if you follow it, if you sit with it, you begin to remember that you are not broken. You are not limited. You are not a mistake in evolution. You are a fragment of something divine, something cosmic, temporarily unplugged, but not powerless. The downgrade is not permanent. The spiral can rise again. And the first step is to stop believing the lie.